Burlington, Colorado to Price, Utah is roughly the direction in which I'm going to be going in. I always like to know where people are when they're playing this game or any other kind of game. So I figured that I would share that with you. And I do believe I'm already in the middle of a job. So it's been a little bit since I've uploaded a video of me just playing a game. Like I said, predominantly I do the American Truck Simulator thing, Flight Simulator, Skater XL, basically simulation games. I find them to be the most relaxing and enjoyable. There we go, just a small truck or a small load of cars. I thought I actually had more than that. Actually, just on my street a couple of days ago, I saw one of these. Now, the truck itself wasn't as nice, but it was hauling something massive for cars. And I watched them do it. It was the first time in my life that I had seen somebody drive one of those things, and it was absolutely wild. The guy looked a little bit stressed out, not driving the truck, but actually delivering people's cars, like to their driveway. I had to go to the back, you know, the thing lifts up and down a little bit. You gotta like line it up, and then you just drive it off that platform. I don't even know what the heck that thing is called. And it looked a little bit more complicated than it looked. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a special sort of extra license or training that you would need for that. I am not too sure. Because it's one thing to learn how to drive an 18-wheeler, a rig, but it's also another to be able to actually be driving cars in the back. It just seems like that's a whole new level of, oh boy. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've played this, and I was missing it, and I figured it's 7:50 in the morning in the game. I thought it would be a perfect time to just kind of do some gameplay. Sometimes I play the game and I've got decent footage, but it's nighttime. I don't think everybody's into the nighttime scene. It could still be nice, it could still be relaxing, but for obvious reasons, you won't see as much detail. You won't see the nice clouds and all this kind of stuff. It's just not the same. I mean, I enjoy playing in the dark, not so much recording in the dark. I also have a new monitor. It's an LG 32-inch monitor that I had to get. And I also have this new chair. It's called the Dark Knight. I don't know if it has anything to do with, you know, Batman the Dark Knight, but it's an Anda chair. Cost a lot of money, and unfortunately it took something of this caliber for me to be comfortable in my chair. I don't even remember if the last video I made, I was talking about my chair or the monitor. Might have been one of the two, because I got them about a week apart. This is definitely, I believe, the first time I record a game of me playing with my new screen and the new chair. I had been struggling for almost since the beginning of YouTube with comfort. I first started YouTube 2.5 years ago, and I used to have a Lazy Boy, and it was really comfortable, but it was awkward, right? You couldn't turn the chair. I used to kind of like have to do like the NASCARs, right? Where you jump through the window, like over to the side, and eventually it broke the chair. I had gotten it for free. Then it forced me to use a more traditional sort of office chair. Bought a few Anda seats, DX racers, all those gaming chairs, and they were all shit. For my ass, at least. Then I found out something. I found out I have sciatica, and I've been suffering from it for over 20 years. I have a pinched sciatic nerve in my right buttocks. It's okay, you can laugh. But it's extremely painful. And so a chair that would normally be okay for you won't be okay for me. And after about 10, 15, 20 minutes, it can get incredibly painful. And then I have to like scoot around and all that. So I still get that in this chair. The difference is it takes a lot longer for that to occur. And so this chair's a lot more tolerable to my sciatica. There, I guess that horn here is a little bit more manly. You can bypass the wait station. Oh. Whoops. There we go. Getting distracted. I just love this game. It's just unbelievable. Look at the lighting again. I've talked about this before. In the last couple of minutes that I've been playing, we can see just the lighting. I don't know. It's just the whole vibe, the whole atmosphere of this game. It's just like no other. Whew. Last time I did that, it didn't go so well. It's one of those rare games, and I know I sound like a broken record if you've watched most of my footage on this game. With the steering wheel, the Logitech G29, it was still expensive for my financial situation. It was still a good $300. Oh, there's a helicopter up there. That's pretty cool. Like, just the detail in this game. It's, my good gosh. And this game goes on sale as low as $6 Canadian. It's like $4 American. Talk about a bang for your buck. This is a harder bang than any gangbang you'll see. Not that I know what those look like, but I'm just saying. If I had to take a guess, this is the biggest bang for your buck, I could promise you that. And in the beginning, you know, the thought of this game was intriguing to me, but I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy it. And I waited quite a few years, not only to do YouTube, I waited like 15 years before, or maybe 13, whatever. I've been on YouTube since like 2004, 2005, so a long time. Not too good at math either. And I did the same thing with this game. I slept on it for an incredibly long time. And I definitely regret doing that. Because this really is a masterpiece. I mean, even if you're not, like, well-versed with the whole trucking world and all that. I don't drive a truck. I don't know anything about them. But this gives me just a little bit of a taste. Virtually, of course, as to what it's like in a way. That might be a bit of a strong statement to make. I just mean in terms of, like, you know, sitting up high and feeling that weight and the big cargo behind you. The feedback through the steering wheel. It's pretty amazing. And just kind of enjoying the scenery around you, right? It's one of the biggest things I love about driving, especially in the countryside or going from one province to the next or from one state to the next when I've been down south. It's very immersive, but it can be very stressful as well, driving a lot. Especially when people are being fucking idiots. That can definitely ruin things for you. And in a game like this, naturally it's, you know, realistic enough to me in the sense of, you know, the feel and the look and all that, that it really... There, see, I almost got cut off there, and that's quite realistic. Bastards. This is one of those random road events, because normally that wouldn't be there. You can actually lower that setting in the game. But yeah, this gives me enough of what I crave that I don't feel the need to actually go out and drive as much. Plus, driving an SUV is not nearly as cool as driving this thing here. My good old Kenworth. W900, I believe. I think. Like I said, I don't know much about all the fancy details. I feel like earlier I hit a curb, and for some reason, I feel more... I almost said distortion. I was playing electric guitar earlier. More feedback through the steering wheel, even though I'm on a flat surface here. Could be I maybe damaged the vehicle, but I don't think so. Anyhow, this is not going to be the entire trip. That would be too long. I've got other videos I've got to make. But I definitely just wanted to kind of stay in the loop of uploading to my channel. It's not like it's going all that well. So I want to remain being consistent. Plus, I enjoy doing this, right? Like what I'm doing right now, I'm actually incredibly passionate about. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the force feedback on the wheel. Almost had to break my Walmart dinner table in half just to make that turn. It's one of the ones where the legs are like on an X and you can adjust the table tray. Got it from Walmart some years ago, and that's what I got my keyboard and my mouse on, and it's quite comfortable, and I just kind of slap the steering wheel on it. And that's the other thing with the feedback. I love force feedback, but not too much of it. Like the realistic settings, I'll admit, it's not for me. Then what ends up happening is you have it so high that my mouse will shake. And it'll start to do this, and it's just not fun. But yeah, it's amazing how much this game has grown. And that 1.4 update that came out months ago, that was quite the marvel. I'm not even too sure where I'm at or how much distance I've traveled so far. I guess I'll take a look at that in a moment. But it does very much feel like I'm in Colorado, Utah. I wonder how close to the border I am between the two states. There's only one way to find out. And I am still very much in Colorado, and I'm not too surprised, but it doesn't really drastically change like the moment you cross the line. But obviously, as you go from state to state, if you're from the States or have ever been down there and gone on some road trips, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's definitely a different vibe and feel to each different state. Wow, so we left... Whoops. So this whole video right now has just been me going from Burlington a little bit past Denver. I think I'll just head on over, like over here, maybe for another couple of minutes. And then I'll call it quits for the time being so I can focus on a few other things. Not only that, I do enjoy playing the game on my own without recording. There is something relaxing about that as well, and that's what I was starting to miss from when I was always live streaming for the past year and a half, 3-4 times a day. It had come to a point for that year and a half, I don't even think I ever played a game on my own without streaming or recording. And don't get me wrong, it's fun. You get the odd donation, make a couple of bucks here and there on YouTube. But there's also just something about not having to feel like you have to keep talking, you know what I mean? Still fun, but I like this balance more now. I'm a lot happier. Yeah, I'll make it to this little question mark and I'll end it here. Hope everybody's doing well, by the way. That's a new viewpoint. Now let's go check it out. That's how we'll end this video. Let's see what it's all about. Eisenhower Tunnel. Looks like a wonderful parking job I did there. Could they have done a better job of making me look bad? Home store, that totally looks like Home Depot. At least I think so. Could be wrong. I've never actually watched one of these before. I don't know what happens if I just leave it. Is it just going to continuously keep going on forever, like looping? Or does it eventually end? Now there's a guy working in the box there. So much detail this game. Little immersive details that really shape the experience of this game. Unbelievable. Oh, wow, there you go. All right, there you have it. As always, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm, as well as if you comment, even if it's negative. It's okay. If you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down, and I'll kidnap you, and I'll leave you stranded in the middle of Colorado. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and perhaps I shall see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.